Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love once again. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I know I say this often, but I'm excited to get started again today. I truly appreciate all of you who may tune in or join, and my hope for us all is may we find peace and joy with our time together today. I'm still feeling a bit under the weather, right? After the weekend filled with activities and not a lot of sleep. And then the travel and flying in that tube of flying in planes. Seems I carried home a bug, and I haven't been sick in years, but I'm feeling this feeling. And so my intentions are here, my hope, my goals are here, but my physical body, it's being a little challenging. But today I am excited for the topics and the messages that I want to share, because I've been filled once again with inspirations today. In the reminder, with me is love. In the background of all things with me is peace. Peace is available. And I've said it before. Even if people don't like what I say, I'll quote myself if it makes sense. Patience brings peace. Think about that. Patience brings peace, and faith perseveres. It's actually real simple, real obvious when you actually consider those ideas and kind of put some thought together. What is patience? Patience, we know patience in the absence of unrest, in the absence of anxiousness. With patience, we find peace. And no matter what it is you're setting out to achieve, if you don't have faith, you'll find excuses, you'll find reasons to fail. Faith is what drives our success. Faith perseveres. And so what I've been learning, and truly, I'll get more into this about what I learn or what I claim to have learned. Patience and faith reveal a life you can love living. I'm experiencing a life I love living, and it has been through patience and faith. And truly, live with peace to persevere in a world of conflicts. It's the only way to stay sane, is to unite yourself with peace, to surrender to the present moments of life, invite the Holy Spirit to lead your future adventures. It's the only way to be, truly. And so, where do I start? I mentioned in a previous stream, part of my passion is self-development, right? Transformation. There are sciences to our minds, to our hearts, our emotions. There's a science to success. There's a science to everything. The science is going to reveal the patterns. So in my passion of my yearning to grow in self-development, I recently flew to LA and attended an event, an experience with people who understand transformational technology. And then this morning, Tony Robbins, he's a man I learned from, and he inspired me long ago in my path. Tony Robbins is doing free events right now. And so I spent a few hours earlier today with a coach. I got some feedback and coaching time with one of the professionals from that event, and I got to sit in on some Tony Robbins. Here's the point. What I'm getting at, Tony Robbins and these other professionals in transformational technologies, achievement, goals, fulfillment, there's a science to these things. Whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. It works. right? And what I'm talking about is the power behind Tony Robbins. One of the things he brought out and reminded today is his approach is through physiology. Change your physiology, the state of your body, your mental state, your emotional state. Get control of your physiology, raising your energies, your emotional energies, your mental energies, and then you can think beyond. You can think beyond the problems, behind the limitations, behind everything that holds you back. There's a science to all of these things. And I tell you what, the amazing thing is it's been around since the time of Christ. Every bit of healing inner trauma, guess what it comes down to? Forgiveness. Guess what Jesus spoke of? Forgiveness, mercy, compassion. These are the things that make humans humane, right? And without the humanity, without the care and the love of a being, we become dead inside. And I've witnessed, I've experienced, life is what it is. I'm not going to go too much into that. Here, I've got a bunch of notes from things I picked up from Tony Robbins and some other ideas I came across today regarding transformation, right? Finding a greater state of peace within yourself, finding more faith so you can persevere, right? Keeping it in line with the thumbnail and such. It's all a mental game. And the truest state of freedom we can find is when we let go. Let go of the past. Let go of the worries. Let go and be present. Because the world we were born into with the billionaire class and the authorities and all of this stuff, the world we were born into, it's literally backwards. It's completely backwards on how we're supposed to be living. Where was my mind going with that? There's a specific point. Has to do with like now the name is escaping. That pyramid of what we need from basic food and shelter and such to full actualization. Actualization is the goal. We are here to become whole. We're here to become pure, to be authentic, to be special. Because that's the world we live in. It diminishes the light so often. We diminish our own light. We'll second guess others. We'll misinterpret others' intentions, and we'll go around darkening the light of others. And admittedly, this was some of the feedback that the coach gave to me. He tuned into the live stream and offered me some positive feedback, constructive feedback, and I think that's something I can improve on, is being more inviting, because that's what a leader does. A leader invites, a leader leads. It doesn't direct and order. That's the ways of the world. I was thinking of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, or whatever. I think that's the name of it. That's what I was trying to think of with the pyramid. Hey, and blessings. I went back and reviewed some of the chat again yesterday. Sammy Sonite, blessings to you, and thank you to all of you who have been supportive. I looked at the chat yesterday and I noticed there was a couple people who ventured in and they announced, hey, I'm kind of new to this. Let me check it out. And what do they see? A bunch of negative Nellies in the chat. So Jeeps, Brit, you guys are gone for a while, and I may do a little bit more because it's a lesson we all get to learn. And this was reminded in my call as well. People learn how to treat us by what we allow. And Jeeps, your narratives of me, they came from Polyboy and your imagination. So same thing with the other negativity. Um, hey, thank you, Flo. You've been telling me to be more like that, more like you for quite a while. I get it. Um, I saw that. I've seen some. This is a challenge, right? We're all living this life together, all of us. We're all human beings being human. Sometimes humans are pretty stupid. Sometimes humans are pretty short-sighted, but we're all being tested and we're all being developed. And so something I realized about my own life, God tested me. Okay, whether you call it God or the universe, life tested me. Okay. Part of it was unchosen. Things happen, choices of others and incidents happen. And next thing I know, things were different. And I had to figure out how to be different with the different things. But some of it was also chosen. At the end of 2017, going way back again, at the end of 2017, I made a choice. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I reached my breaking point. Sorry. I reached my breaking point at the end of 2017. And what that reminded me of was this was a year and a half after reaching my other breaking point. It was in 2016 when I finally pursued the path to get myself into detox from my alcoholism. That time, I was sick of trying. I was sick of trying to die and failing. So I was sick of being sick. And so I found myself the way to change. And this was something, a simple, obvious thing. And please, I took notes. I encourage you, if these things ring and if you find value, take some notes. This was something Tony Robbins, a guy who's spent almost 50 years studying this stuff. It's what he pointed out earlier. The steps for a breakthrough, right? We all want breakthroughs. We've all experienced breakthroughs, whether it was an unhealthy relationship, an unhealthy habit, an unhealthy whatever. We've all done things and been through things. There's steps for a breakthrough that make perfect sense, right? A breakthrough is not just change, because change is inevitable. Life is change. Change happens. But to have a breakthrough, we've got to change our state. We've got to change our emotional energy, changing our energy from one of despair and lack and hate, raising ourselves up with a little bit of hope, a little bit of faith. No one can do that for you but you, right? But we all face these challenges in life, and I'm applying these ideas myself too, trying to figure out, how do I achieve my breakthrough? First, it's fix your mental and emotional state so that you tune in to the greater ideas, and then you rewrite your story. The life you're living is based on the story you tell. And we are stories that are being created. But to truly heal yourself from the past, you got to rewrite the story. Take the same facts or figure out which facts you've ignored and bring those into the equation. And then once you've fixed your emotional state, you're sick of being sick, you're tired of being tired, you're ready for a change. And it doesn't matter what it takes. You're going to change, right? You're going to change this aspect of your life. Once you do that, you start telling yourself the story of why it matters, why you matter, how it's going to benefit others too. You get a benefit in yourself for how it helps other people. There's your why. And if you've got a strong enough why, I need to achieve this for these reasons, these people. Once you've got a strong enough why, the how reveals itself. Okay. So for breakthroughs, according to Tony Robbins, he offered, in order of importance, right? The state, changing your mental, emotional state, the story, correcting the story you tell yourself, and then you find the strategy. Because that's another lesson I've learned in this life as me. Here in the world, there's nothing new. There is nothing new under the sun. If I'm dealing with it, someone else has already dealt with it, maybe even in worse conditions than what I'm facing. There's lessons to be learned through every one of our experiences. And to swing it back a little bit, the world we live in, it's all backwards, and it insists that people conform and stay small. We lose sight of the uniqueness. We lose sight of the specialness, right? I'm not saying I'm anything special, but I am special. I'm unique. You are special. You are unique. There's never been one of you. So, God, I got all these things I want to share, ideas that I want to offer, but I honestly don't know what is the most helpful. I'm not sure what people want to receive from me. I mean, there's nothing in my heart, there's nothing I want more than for you, whoever you are, to feel greater, to feel better, to feel more empowered, to become more empowered, because our world is waiting for heroes. It's calling out for heroes. And there's heroes amongst us. We all play these different roles in our lives, right? There's different personalities and archetypes in us, but we're here to bring forth the new world. And I truly trust and believe that from what I've learned, all of the modern day teachings, even the quantum physics, and I don't claim to be an expert in any stretch, right? But from the little bit I understand of what the modern sciences are showing, it explains the ancient spiritual messages, right? God is the one is God, God is everything. We can be one with everything, or we can believe ourselves apart and separated, somehow different. We are different, but the differences don't have to make a difference. Okay. Just because we have differences in thought, differences of ideas, it doesn't mean we have to make a big deal out of those things. A note, a note I'd forgotten to bring up from before. Something I've noticed patterned on these panel conversations. Each of us is carrying these belief systems, right? Different meanings, whether they're conscious in our conscious mind, where we can actually identify them and explain them, or in the subconscious, we still have these meanings and definitions. These belief systems, they are the principalities and rulers in high places within each of us. Our belief systems are going to direct what we allow ourselves to choose. So I encourage you, consider this thought. I see a lot of people holding opinions, right? Real clinging to their opinions, particularly against me. I found a lot of people doing that. They want to fight for their opinions. Well, a different approach, rather than holding opinions, test your opinions. Allow your opinions to be wrong, because all that matters is what is right, what is true, what is real. That's the only thing that matters. And if you're running around with these opinions of, if you're filled with a bunch of negativity in your opinions, in your belief systems, look at those as your demons. You don't want to walk around with all the negativity and all the demons and all the fighting, the victim narrative and the shame and guilt. Golly jeez. It's just how I used to live. I used to live with a lot of shame and guilt. And so what I realized, how do you overcome your shame and guilt? It's really simple. You start doing things you won't regret. You start doing things you will be proud of. That's what I started doing for myself. And I've been doing a lot of things that I am proud of. I'm proud of some of the risks I've taken. I'm proud of many of the investments I've made. I'm proud of the life I have lived. And I'm excited for what the future might bring. We never know. Could be done today. And if I'm done today, I feel that I've lived a good life. I feel whole and complete. Because I know once I got off my ass, well, doggone it. I was going to say, once I got off my ass and I started living instead of surviving, I started seeking to thrive instead of just make it. My life has become so much more valuable to me. It's because it's an adventure. It's a create your own adventure. And I found responsibility for me. Brothers and sisters, that is another. That's the key. A couple of ideas came up. Tony Robbins touched on this thing too. So, the idea of accepting this came from the other coach. See, I've been so blessed. I've been so blessed to find inspiration and encouragement. So, forgive my awkwardness. I'm kind of clumsy with my efforts. I'm trying to share what I feel blessed to have received. One of the ideas of becoming free is to become responsible, right? In this world of backwardness, we look at responsibility as usually fault, blame, right? And it's not entirely accurate. The idea is to become responsible without judgment. If we're wrong, we're wrong. Look at the facts. And if the facts show we're wrong, we just need to take steps to correct it. It's that simple. Now, the flip side of that is God has created God, our design, whatever, however we've developed. We've got in these self-punishing, self-correcting mechanisms. I mean, the mind is just praise God. The mind we have been given is a powerful, powerful tool. And it's all just a part of your body. Your body's a powerful tool. It's an amazing gift. The body we receive, we're like, the body we have is a receiver of energy. We consume and convert energy. It appears that way, but there's a true energy, right? We exist within this electromagnetic field where everything is energy. Lost my thought. Oh, the reason I brought up the responsible without fault, the idea that each of us has within us different archetypes, different personality traits. This again, I'll give credit. I'm not stealing. I'm sharing his stuff, but I'll give credit. I picked this up from Tony Robbins this morning. The archetypes within us. There's the warrior, right? The warrior who's ready to fight, ready to get things done, all in. That one is pretty common in this world today. And then there's the magician, right? The more mystical, the more intuitive, the more inspirational. And then there's the lover, the one who loves, the one who cares, the one who feels, right? And then there's the sovereign, the king or queen within you. The sovereign is here to rule. And the sovereign is the one who accepts responsibility, not just for the self, but the sovereign is here to rule, which means it's here to serve the world around. And when we live to serve the world around us and we stay present and we stay open, patient, and we stay with faith, I see a new world happening with us, brothers and sisters. This new world is happening through us, for us, and with us all. Sorry. lost in this dream, you can find somewhere else to spend your time. I really don't care. Can you wrap it up without opening up the clown panel of shit-headedness? You do a lot of crying and complaining with them. Well, you're going to see what you see. I realize I could have done better in the past, but the fact that you don't see my intentions or what I'm actually trying to do, God bless you. See, this is what I've realized. We live in a world where everyone lives in their mind, think their opinions are so important. And the reality is, our opinions don't matter unless it's true. And it's only the truth that matters. That's what I found for myself. I mean, I don't know how to overcome the confusion with people. I think my words are pretty simple. We all know God. God is the truth. And it's through the truth of God that we get to know love. And there's no separation from God and love either. So when you stay with love, you find a love for the truth. That's what I did. That's what set my mind free. And it's the only logical conclusion that I can come to. I mean, think these thoughts through. This is the thing. The egoic mind, it jumps to conclusions. It assumes all sorts of things. It doesn't actually consider all of the facts. It just wants to be right. But the only thing that makes sense to me is a love for the truth, because it is only the truth that matters. If you don't seek the truth, you're going to live in your delusions. And John is with Christ. You're being tested, okay? As I started down this path of conversation earlier. God has allowed me to be tested. Those of you who have found your way to me, you're being tested. And John, I watched you yesterday in the comments. You sought gossip and opinions to validate your insults, your judgment of me. So, John, you're welcome to hit the link. We can have adult conversations instead of just hiding behind a keyboard. Or, as I mentioned yesterday, I invite you to have an open mind, to try and actually understand what I'm saying. John, why do you think I have this audience? And I'm not sure what you're asking about. I mean, God brought the audience. Tell you what, you can take a break from the chatting, because clearly, you bought in with Jeeps and Brit yesterday and you took their opinions. I watched it, John. And so I'm simply trying to caution you. You can hold your beliefs against me and you'll miss out. Anyone tuning in, okay? Because I know my flaws, but I know my value. And if you can't find the value, then please go away. I don't need you here, okay? Because truly, the world we are living in, there's a spiritual awakening happening. I've been a part of it. I'm hoping to share it. What I understand as the spiritual, this was a question someone asked yesterday about the connection between the sciences of transformation and spirituality. Yes, there is a direct connection. The sciences of today are modern explanations of that from the past. And the whole spiritual transformation, the idea of baptism and rebirth and renewal, it's for inner healing. I mean, the Course of Miracles, which A Course of Miracles is linked in the in the description each day. It has been for a while. A Course of Miracles, it describes itself as, um, now the term is escaping me. It's a neuro healing, right? It's a path of healing the mind so that the heart can be healed. Here, I took a few days off over the weekend, went and attended an event in Los Angeles. So the future, I may do this again. I may do another one soon. I'm hoping to find hoping to secure the finances so I can cover the logistics again. I'm hoping to attend another one very soon. If it comes together, it'll be next week. So I'll be taking a few days off from streaming again. But we'll see what the future brings. The future is going to be what it is. What I have been seeking and what I want to encourage all of you realize, all of us, okay? What I realized, this is my life to live. This is my life to live. This is your life to live. And we can live small or we can live great. We can live damaged and broken, playing the victim for years and years and years. And there's so many enablers out there. Oh, people love a good sob story. People love sharing pity and sorrow together and anger and all the nastiness. It's the devil's game. It's the devil's game. Hey, I don't disagree. Time to trim the beard or invest in some beard oil. I'm sitting there like a 90s SAS soldier, waiting the call. No disagreement, my friend. It is time. It's time for some changes. I was actually going to wrap it up. However, welcome back, Stephen.
Hello, Jack. I just came on to cheer you up. You seemed a little bit, I don't know, today. Are you all right? You okay?
I mentioned it right at the beginning. After traveling home, I picked up like a virus or a bug. My body's kind of I'm battling something inside.
Oh, okay. I wondered because you didn't seem yourself. I missed the beginning. I just jumped on now. But what did you say about your beard? Somebody said something about what did they say about your beard? It was a beard comment.
Yeah, it's suggesting it's time to trim it up, get some beard oil, improve the look. That's the gist of it. Improve your look, Jack, and I don't disagree.
Is there a barber shop there in Spokane? Because I think the barber shop's better for men than the hairdressers. They know what they're doing. Usually, the barber shops. Well, that's where the Negroes hang out, where Negroes go to get their hair done, and they have good conversations. But Jack, what is the organization that you went to with the other day at the conference? I was just curious.
It's MITT, Mastery in
MITT.
Transformational Training.
Are you familiar with Joe Dispenza? I have a friend that's friends with him, and I thought of you when they mentioned knowing Joe Dispenza. I guess they've known him for years, and then I thought, yeah, maybe Jack would. I don't know if Jack knows of Joe Dispenza, but he has some similar views. I think there's some common ground to what you talk about here.
Joe Dispenza he's brilliant. He was a big influence in my education a while back. I haven't given him much attention for a while, but what he's teaching it inspired me. Because Stephen, what he's teaching, the idea of, well, through him I learned of the Heart Math Institute and more about the neurosciences, the electrical and magnetic energies of our body. Joe Dispenza is amazing. And from what I've heard in his events, Miraculous healings are occurring. People are literally walking out with experiencing miracles. And this is where I've been alluding to. The modern day teachings of the transformational sciences, it's all in line with what Christ Jesus was teaching. Miracles can happen. And I kind of consider that Joe Dispenza is following that way.
Oh, miracles do happen. I was thinking, what if you had a panel instead of kind of the usual suspects here? If you had a panel of John St. Julian and Joe Dispenza and Jack having a conversation on here, that would kind of be a superstar show.
Yes, it would, brother.
Have you been in contact with him, John St. Julian, the guy, Africa?
I emailed him a couple of times, and I hope to meet Joe Dispenza one day as well, because truly he's one of the people. This is what I mean. I feel the blessings I've received are discovering other human beings and learning from what they're sharing. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Gabor Mate, John St. Julian, Aaron Abke. I mean, there's just a long list. We've got some amazing human beings alive today. And if we start learning, we can learn what they know. That's kind of what I told myself about Tony Robbins. You know, I had in when I attended his event in Chicago, I had in my mind the whole time, I want to do what he's doing. I want 10,000 people in front of me. I want to help transform lives. And I figured, hey, you know, it's really, the old adages are true. When we stand upon the giants, the shoulders of the giants who came before us, mentally, we can see what they were unable to see. And listening to Tony Robbins earlier today, he's a hero of mine. I won't deny that. But once again, he's talking about his story, and he's been feeding people, right? He's offered billions of meals around the world through his donations and his services. But when I heard him say that, what I realized is the people he's feeding need to know what he knows. They don't need his handouts. They need to learn.
Yes. Oh, that I wanted to share that with you. I wanted to agree with you that we do stand on the shoulders of giants. That's absolutely true. And we build off of that. We're inspired by these men like Tony Robbins, as it's one of your inspirations. And I just think that sometimes you're dealing with mental midgets instead of giants in the chat room. There's a lot of people that just come here to be stupid. They don't have their ears open, whether they disagree or agree, or like, they're not really here to pay attention. At least when I'm here, agree or disagree, I am listening and paying attention to what's going on. I don't plug my ears and just stare at the chat room and smile away like some people do. But I thought this might cheer you up. I was thinking of you earlier. I was out in the woods, out in nature, hiking. And it's a short video. It's just 58 seconds, I think.
Please.
Okay, I'll play it. Oh my God. Oh my God, is that him? Is that King Stephen? That's him, isn't it? Oh my God, that's King Stephen, isn't it? He's Viking strong. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, look at him. That's Stephen? Yeah, that's King Stephen right there. Hello everyone, this is King Stephen from the Sanity Machine channel, the cream of the crop channel on YouTube. Thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. And look at that cheeky little devil up there, El Diablo. See him? You see El Diablo? El Diablo, El Diablo. Everybody loves El Diablo. Ladies love El Diablo. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm out on the trails again, and I thought I'd take you along with me. Out in nature, and there was a reference there to OTW, the guy that comes over here once in a while. When he first saw me, he said, "Oh my God, is that Steven?" So I was kind of playing on him saying, "Oh my God." I thought he was going to orgasm when he saw my face, and that's kind of why I thought he might be not, namas gay and not straight. But regardless, I was out there in nature, and sometimes, do you agree with this, Jack? Going for a hike can kind of clear your head, or just being outdoors, out in the woods, or out amongst the trees, and there were some little birds out there, and some cardinals, and it's a good feeling. Like, do you feel closer to God when you're somewhere like that, in Spokane or out? Did you grow up in the country, or are you a city guy or a country?
Um, my early years were deep in the country. I didn't experience big cities, not very much. But your question, yes, there is a spiritual connection to God and nature. And I'm not clear on your intentions, but the video was fun, right? And that's actually, that little exercise is kind of in line with what Tony Robbins promotes, right? Talk yourself up, get yourself into a good state of mind, a good state of being, so you can feel good about being you. And with the connection, though, to nature, have you ever given thought as to why? Because I recognized, yes, there is that connection, but why?
Well, I have thought about it. I have theories on that. Sometimes it's just good to be away from people and the noise, the city noise and the pollution. The air feels better out there. It's everything about it feels kind of more alive, I guess, more peaceful. There's more oxygen in the air. The trees give off oxygen. But sometimes just to get solitude doesn't necessarily mean lonely, but to be kind of alone with your thoughts somewhere. That's what I feel when I go out into the wilderness, hiking trails. There's a lot of obese people on YouTube that I think they could really benefit if they got out there and did some walking. I did see an obese woman on the trails out there today, and I think it's healthy. It's healthier to get the body in motion, and then it helps the spirit. Do you see a body spirit connection, Jack? Do you think the spirit is connected with the body and the mind, or do you think they're separate?
They're clearly one.
Hmm.
Stephen, I'm sitting here and I appreciate you, okay? But
Mm-hmm. I know you do, Jack. Deep down.
you're kind of missing the point here again today, at least in my estimation. So I think I'm going to start wrapping up, my friend.
All right,
And
Jack. No
party.
problem. No problem. Well, it was good to see you, and I do hope that you get some rest after being away and that you start feeling better. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, my friend. Peace. Um, the topic today, allowing peace to persevere, and connecting that to these ideas of how do we find peace with patience. And the true act of patience is the surrender of our thoughts, surrender our resistance, surrender our conflict, surrender the part which is not peace. And then when we walk with peace, we can have faith, faith that things will be better, faith that things will work out. And this is what I've realized too. You know, we don't control the future? We don't. We don't control anything except our inner mind and emotions, and even those are tough to control sometimes, because life is a divine experience created for the strongest, created for the most powerful. Life is an experience created for the divine. So the world we live in, it wants us to be part of the world, to be an American, to be a capitalist, to be a Christian or a Muslim or whatever, right? We've got all these titles and labels and definitions of everything. It doesn't matter. What matters is what we do every day. What we do is going to reveal the truth of who we are. And what we do where no one else is around, it matters, because the way this came from this weekend, the reminder, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So if you find excuses for your diet, for your finances, for your happiness, if you find excuses in one area, watch around. You're going to see yourself finding excuses, lowering your standards, allowing yourself to suffer when you don't have to suffer. You can grow. You can have a breakthrough wherever you are. It just requires the idea, maybe the internal fortitude, right? And we can support each other. I don't know, I could go into this for quite a bit, but I won't. Hey, sincerely, for those who may be flush with resources, I am hoping to put this next investment into myself again, and I'm not sure yet how to make it happen. So if you're blessed and you're able to share and you enjoy, or you want to support what Jack is doing, please consider little investment. I don't ask for too much. I really don't. I want to give. That's the only thing I want. I want to give. I want to give. I'm going to live. I'm going to wrap it up here. Sincerely, brothers and sisters, I hope you found some value. I hope you found some joy. I hope you found some encouragement, maybe some ideas for yourself to grow in your peace, grow in your faith, maybe some ideas on how to get clarity in the direction. Recognizing the challenges, man, that's just a sign. It's something to grow through and grow over. I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you again, sincerely, brothers and sisters. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless us all.